Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a new video on my channel. It's been some time since the World Chess Championship match has concluded, but I still haven't made a video on my thoughts on the match in general, so I wanted to now just take some couple of minutes to give you my thoughts on the match overall, since it was a very interesting match, and all the eyes of the chess world were directed on this match, and I think there are still a couple of interesting things to be said about the match between Ding and Gukesh. First of all, start off by saying, since many people have criticized both of the players very much, I want to start off by saying in this video that I have huge respect for both of the players, and I've been a fan of Ding Liren for a very long time. I really admired his play, like in 2018, 2019, when he was 2800 player, and I still admire his play nowadays, even though I think it's not a secret anymore that he hasn't been in his best shape recently. But I still think that in this match he has put up a fantastic fight and gave us a very enjoyable match to watch. So I just want to start off by saying that I really respect both of the players, and I really enjoyed watching the match overall. And just saying about Gukesh, of course, very deservedly won the title as well. I think what ultimately decided the outcome of the match was that Gukesh just played for a win in basically all of the games, even though in some games he was even a bit worse, or the position was just equal, and he just continued playing. And especially in the last game, which was the deciding game of the match, this became very clear that he just thought until the very end, and this is kind of what rewarded him in the end as well. So yeah, big kudos for his fighting spirit overall. I do have to say one thing though, which is probably very controversial. I haven't heard anyone speak about this. Of course, you might have seen those news that people speculate that Ding lost the match on purpose. I think this is completely ridiculous. I just think that's out of the question, and I think it's just a ridiculous statement. I think the president of the Russian Chess Federation put out this claim publicly, and now some investigations are happening, but I think it's not leading anywhere, because I cannot imagine any universe at all where Ding would do such a thing. So this is kind of out of the question. But I do have to say one thing, which as I said, I think no one really spoke about it. But I have a feeling that how Ding was playing, somehow, at least it felt to me like he was unconsciously not really playing for a win in the match. I mean, if you look at his games, he was always playing for a draw. And also, if you look at his mental state over the time he has become the world champion, he just hasn't been happy at all with how the life is as a world champion, which I think I can also totally understand. Like, Ding Liren is a very private person and a very reserved and introverted person, and if you're world champion, you have many obligations. All the eyes in the world are looking at you, and especially what was super unpleasant for Ding was just the fact that everyone is kind of criticizing him all the time, which this is part of being in the public eye. But just imagine if you're playing chess and basically all of the people are just saying you're a world champion that doesn't deserve the title. I think this is just a very hard thing to live with, and I think it's also very sad, because in my opinion, Ding, he became world champion, and he did so absolutely deservedly. Because first of all, you have to perform incredibly well to even get to the world championship match, and he did beat Jan Nepomniachtchi in their match as well. And I mean, also in the candidates, Ding became it was second place back then, because Magnus dropped out of the candidates back then. But even that, I think in the end of the tournament, he of the candidates, he had like this incredible comeback, and then somehow qualified for the match by becoming second place. So I just want to say this. I think Ding was was a world champion for a reason. And even though many people are saying that he's the worst world champion of all time, I think this is not a claim that can be made by any of us, since he's still one of the best chess players of all time, probably. And of course, people are always comparing it to Magnus Carlsen, who has been the reigning world champion for most of the time recently. And it's hard to compare with Magnus because, at least in my opinion, he's the greatest player of all time. And he kind of set the standards very high also for the world championships in general. Like if you look at the previous world championship matches where Magnus has played, he never really committed any big mistakes, and the games were just very correct and very often led to a draw without many things happening. I would argue. If you look at the match against Karyakin, also the match against Anand before, I mean there were quite a lot of draws and very cautious play, I would say. And in this match, we didn't really see this because Gukesh was always playing for a win, and even with the black pieces, like by the opening choice, he was always trying to get a game. So I think that was very enjoyable to see this. And even though that brings me to the next point, is that many people are saying that the match had a very poor quality. Mr. Kramnik, I think, is one of them. And I have to agree that probably, like, I didn't really look at the statistics, but I had a feeling that the games in the Magnus Carlsen matches have been more correct, maybe. But I think that has one specific reason, is which also Magnus Carlsen stated in one of his recaps, is that nowadays people just have to take more risks in the opening to get a game, basically. Like if you just play the theory nowadays, you will not get anywhere in normal chess, in classical chess. Chess 960, of course, is a different question for a different video, but these are also the arguments for chess 960. So I think this is what we've seen in this match, especially, that both players have tried to surprise their opponents as much as possible. And therefore, we saw many fresh positions, which have never been really played before, as early as move 5 or 6. And therefore, of course, the overall quality might suffer a bit. But we got fresh positions, we got fighting positions. So I don't know what else you could ask for in a World Championship match. So yeah, this is of course a claim which has been thrown around quite a bit, the quality of the match. But I think overall it was a good thing that we saw many very interesting ideas in the opening. Yeah, this is so far with those points. So this brings me to the point I was talking about earlier before, actually, was, but we kind of drifted off here, was that the claim that Ding lost the World Championship match on purpose. As I said before, I think it's totally ridiculous. But the point I wanted to make was that I had the feeling that he kind of, did not want to win the match unconsciously, because he just wasn't feeling very well while being a world champion. So I think this kind of had an influence also if you look at the games, as I said before. Again, not a critique or anything. I can again totally understand why Ding had this feeling possibly, but these were just my observations, and especially kind of what kind of proved my point, I think, was that the interview, which you can see on I think it was chess.com's channel, interview by Mike Klein, which he did with Ding Liren right after the like one day after the championship concluded, where, at least in my opinion, Ding looked way happier, because simply all of the pressure is now gone. And what he has also said in that interview was that he can now somehow enjoy chess again, because he doesn't have that many obligations, he doesn't have that much pressure anymore. And I'm honestly very happy just to see Ding feeling better again, because such mental struggles, I mean, for celebrities, for sports people, they're very tough, and I just really hope that Ding will now feel better and will kind of have a comeback. At least that's what I hope to see, because I know what a strong player he is, and I really hope that he can find his inner strength again. It would be fantastic to see him back at the 2800 level. So yeah, I'm wishing all the best to both of the players. These were just my observations of the match. I really enjoyed the match overall. I was also commentating it for Leeches for the broadcast. If you have seen those broadcasts, I hope you enjoyed them. I certainly did. So again, shout out to the Leeches team for giving me that opportunity. Had a great time with Laura Onuk and many other great guests there. So yeah, it kind of changes now the course of history with, of course, we have a new world champion, but I think it also will set somewhat of a tone. Chess in India will become even more popular. Like if you've seen the reception of Gukesh at the Chennai airport, it was just completely crazy. So many people cheering for him and all of the support he will probably now get as well. So I think that will be very interesting to see. I mean, India has been such a superpower in chess anyway over since Vishy Anand has been the world champion. There have been so many upcoming players, so I think it will get harder and harder for us Western Europeans, because the Indians are just, yeah, they're super strong. They're working so hard. And they do have this inspiration, because also chess in India, at least to me, it seems like it's a very respected sport. And chess players are seen in India as kind of real sports people. At least that's kind of my impression. Whereas in Western Europe, it's still mostly kind of a side sport. While in India, it's, I think, kind of the most popular sport next to cricket, basically. So that will be very interesting to see. And another cool thing is that Gukesh is kind of a great embodiment, like kind of a great flagship for chess overall, is because he's young, he's very well mannered, very well spoken, very well dressed. So he's just a perfect embodiment and a great kind of an advertisement for chess. That's kind of the best word I can think of. So I really hope that his presence in and as being the world champion, it will attract many more young people to think that chess is cool as well, and that you can even go to the highest level with such a young age. By the way, I haven't even talked about Gukesh as the youngest world champion with 18 years. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But I should add there, which I think people are kind of forgetting, that Ruslan Ponomarev was a world champion as well, and he was even younger technically. But of course, back then there were some issues in the chess world with FIDE, and I think it was Kasparov's ACP kind of splitting apart. But still, I want to give credit to Ruslan Ponomarev here. Anyway, final closing words. I really enjoyed this World Championship match, and there was critique from many people, but I really enjoyed it. I'm very happy for Gukesh that he won the title. I think, again, very deservedly so. And when it comes to Ding, as I said earlier, I was a huge and still I'm a huge fan of Ding, and I really hope that now he will find his peace again, and that he will be. Maybe he will be happier, and that he has less of this pressure, and that hopefully he will be able to enjoy chess again, and that he will find back to his level. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Kind of a conclusion video of the World Championship match. I'm probably the latest one on YouTube when it comes to this, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this type of different video, kind of a real talk video. Also, let me know in the comments what you think about the World Championship match, if you did enjoy it, or what is your opinion of the games, of the match overall. Would be very interesting for me to hear. And other than that, I have lots of exciting ideas for content in the near future. Now the FIDE World Rapid and Blitz Championship coming up in end of December, where I'll be playing and hopefully making some interesting content there for you to see. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you did like it, if you did like the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And otherwise, I will see you in the following videos.